Now, your words literally carry weight. Your words are spells. Now, what I mean by that is if you internalize people's words, people's emotions, right, and you make them yours, you're going to feel their emotions and live in a state that's going to get results that you've not asked for. Now, I remember, right, about 5 years ago before I built my own business, I was in a job that I wasn't enjoying, okay? I was cleaning around the local hall. I was also in the gym doing a wee bit of gym work as well. During the COVID time before all that stuff started to happen. So the job that I had changed slightly, and there was a lot going on, and of course there was a lot of opportunities, and it was a building block, like everything else is in life. When you start to move in alignment, you're able to look back in your past and realize that certain things had to happen for a certain outcome to happen. And if you're moving in alignment, your life will be a series of events where you can look back and see this. But at this point in time, in my journey, I was in a job that I didn't like. I was around people that were not growing or developing, and they didn't want to be at their best, right? But I wanted to be at my best, and I had an idea on the business that I wanted to build and the person I wanted to be as well. But again, I was battling with old belief systems and really just try to step into the greatness that I wanted to step into. Now, I was in this work for about 2 years off the top of my head, and there was a huge transition happening in the business and company at the time. And I get called into the office during the afternoon, and a guy called me in and he was saying that potentially he would have to let me go in about 2 months' time because they were having job cuts with one of the new gyms opening soon, and there was a lot going on with the company. Now, at that point in time, right, majority of people, or what you expect to happen is for me to sit in that chair, feel fear, anxiety, doubt that I'm going to lose a job, I'm going to have no income, right? And that's the end of it, right? But what I'd done instead of taking that guy's words as gospel, right, internalized my vision, I realized that what I wanted was not to be in this place any longer. So it had to come an end at some point. And if I internalized his words and started to feel fear, doubt, anxiety, what good would that have done me in my own life? If I was showing up to life with those feelings and those emotions in that state. Now, the reason I'm telling this story is because in your life, you'll have conversations with people, right? People will pull you into their office and have a chat with you about job cuts or things along those lines. And we internalize their words and we live and breathe the doubt and anxiety and all these negative feelings. And we think that that's the only outcome that can happen. When we also haven't opened our mind to a new perspective, that there's a billion and or a million and billions of information out there that we can select. But you're just choosing to select the information someone has given you. Now, sometimes you will have incidents that happen that are negative initially, but if you use your mind, I guarantee you can see the positive side of things. And you seeing the positive side of things isn't just for seeing the positive side of things. It's about you selecting data, information, and you choosing to feel how you want to feel and building what it is that you want to build. Because I guarantee you, if I let that guy at that point in time pull me into his office, right? He told me that I was going to have my job cut, and I felt anxiety, fear, right? All these emotions and feelings. I guarantee you that I wouldn't have built my business shortly after that because I would have been too caught up in the what ifs, in the scarcity mindset, trying to hold on to a job that I didn't want. And see, by the end of it, I didn't actually lose the job, and I was in that job for a few months anyway. But what I need you to understand and know, man, is your words are powerful. Your words can cast spells. When people speak to you, they're trying to put you in a different state, only if you allow them. So check your environment. Make sure the conversations you're having around your close friends, right, are uplifting, are progressive, are about development. Not about nonsense, tearing people down, all about the negative side of life that things can't be done or you can't do that. I challenge you to see your potential. What your life can look like if it can get done, if the outcomes that you desire can be achieved. It's a different chat, and you'll get a different level of inspiration. Now, I love nothing better than sitting down and talking about growth, business, and development, whether it be with Mark, my business mentor, or Armin Hill, Immortal Minds. Check out his YouTube channel, and we're speaking about spiritual development. We're speaking about growth. We're speaking about business content, right? Income, how to build our income, things along those lines. Or whether I'm at the boxing gym and we're speaking about combinations, or we're speaking about developing in boxing, because I have passions in those areas. So, man, I encourage you to understand what it is you want out of life and try and make each avenue a success for you by setting up the conversations that you're having and letting go of the negativity. Is it going to be there? Yeah, it is. Are you still going to hear it? Yep. But you're in control of how you operate, your mentality and mindset. But if you want to hold yourself back, continue to give your energy out freely to people that don't deserve it. Continue to speak in a way that is in total contrast to the life that you want to build. Because for you to get a new outcome, you need to put new input into your mind to get new output. This means the input you're putting into your mind has to come from places, people, environments, recordings you're listening to, music you're listening to, where you spend your time. All this happens in your 24 hours. So audit your day, audit your life, and ask where you're getting your information from. What books are you reading? What conversations are you having? Because if all this information is not aligned with the life that you're trying to build, the goals that you have, how on earth are you going to build the life that you want? Your input has to match your output. You cannot be speaking about doubt, right? You cannot be speaking about why things can't happen. You cannot be tearing people down on a daily basis. You cannot be hating on people's success and expect to wake up one day and be thriving. That's not how it works. Like attracts like. In fact, I've got a book that I've been reading here. It's been on my desk for years now, to be honest with you. It is James Allen's book here, As a Man Thinketh. Now, what I do most mornings is I read the last chapter. The last chapter is called Serenity. And it's only maybe 2 pages long, right? Powerful, powerful stuff. Again, the key to success is repetition. Filling your mind with the right knowledge is key here. Now, at the end of the book, right, just before the book finishes here, okay, it says, and I'll quote it here, tempest-tossed souls, right, wherever you may be, under whatever conditions you may live, know this: in the ocean of life, if the isle of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming, and the bark of your soul reclines a commanding master, right? He is but sleep, wake him. Now, what this means, right, is no matter what situation you are in life at the moment, that there is a perspective or a state where you're at your highest level. And if you know that truly, that gives you freedom, because it doesn't matter how dark it gets, how much of adversity that you face. There is a version of you that is experiencing the outcome that you want. All you have to do is persist and be consistent and put in the correct input to get the output. Put in the correct input to achieve the outcome that you want. And it's just a matter of time before you are walking the walk, before you are achieving the life that you want, before you are living and breathing the man you've always wanted to be. But to do that, you need to understand that your words are power. And you cannot give your energy out freely anymore, especially if you're trying to build a life that is bigger where you've came from. And you will upset a few people, right? You will make some people feel uncomfortable, people that care about you or you cared about. And that's okay, because when you're trying to build into a new life, people can't see your vision or your mind or where you want to go. And they've locked you in a certain box. But for you to get out of that box, it's going to be a lonely road until you expand and meet people who are on the same path as you. But the key is always going to be consistency as well. And if you can withstand the challenges, the setbacks, the adversity, and you build up the character along the way, and you live with integrity, and you're strong, and you're thriving, and you get up after you have been defeated, then you will achieve success. I guarantee it. So, men, the moral of this, of the story today, and the summary of today's video, right, is to watch your words, speak power, uplift your environment by being an inspiration to yourself, and stop giving your energy away freely to people who do not deserve it.